So you can get up to, oh wait, $10,000 for yeah, it's 20,000 on some of these cars. Trip cancellation, $20,000. Nani? Dynamite! Dynamite! Clap it. What's up? Me and this hope. My microphone's broke, so I gotta use this. If you're watching this, please like, share, and subscribe. I need those likes. I need those subs, moreover. Hey, if you're watching this, you're probably trying to think of a way to make, I know, knowing me, I probably put some clickbait ass title or thumbnail saying how I got paid when my flight got canceled. If you're looking for that part, maybe I'll remember to timestamp it, but it's towards the end of the video if you want to see how to get paid. But if you want to know why this shit is happening, let's take a deep dive, shall we? So we're going to be talking about all the flight cancellations that you probably noticed, that you're probably going through, and why I'm not going through them right now. Let's take a listen.
Things that have been happening with this winter weather, and that is where we're going to start this hour because it is threatening nearly every state in the country.
Yeah, that's right. Meteorologists with the National Weather Service are calling this a once-in-a-generation storm. Some states, like Michigan, are getting blanketed with snow, while others from Montana all the way down to Texas are bracing for freezing winds.
And if you're trying to get away for the holidays, well, unfortunately, you need to expect major disruptions. Around 2,000 domestic flights have been canceled today, and that number is climbing. AAA estimates more than 7 million people will be traveling by air this holiday season.
Let's bring in Robert Sinclair with AAA. Robert, let's start with the airports. What can people do to make their trips as smooth as possible? Because I know so many people who are concerned with, well, I'll get that first flight, but I don't know if the second's going to go. What do I do? What should people out there do?
That is good advice. Catching the first flight of the day, statistically, they usually don't get canceled or delayed. I would think also if you're not able to do that, having the app for the airline on your phone is very important. That way you can be notified in real time whether or not there might be a problem.
Also, the apps are convenient, but trust me, they're not telling you the shit they want to. I have a frequent flyer mileage. As a frequent flyer user, I get calls hours in advance. But moreover, if you really want to know if your flight's gonna make it, you should be using Flight Tracker. Flight Tracker will tell you everything. But the thing that they're not gonna tell you on the news is, and I hate how deceptive this news is, because the weather was bad. I think 50 people died in where did the Bills play? Buffalo, New York. 50 people died. So we know that this shit is real. But the thing that they're not going to tell you that's kind of weird is that these airlines have not only overbooked the flights, but underbooked their travel crews. Historically, if you want to be on vacation, of course, that means businesses like airports and airlines are going to want to be on vacation too. So it's a shortage in every department. So you probably, one, if you're trying to go anywhere, you need to think about where you're going and how you're going to get there. Traveling, if you want to be somewhere for Christmas, this year was on Sunday. If you want to be there for Christmas on Sunday, you definitely should have been there on Thursday. And if you want to, and when you get there Thursday, plan to spend a week. Thursday to Thursday, make a fucking vacation out of it. Take some extra days off of work, especially for Christmas. You know it's going to lead into New Year's. Take a few more days off because they now put you right back on another Thursday preparing for New Year's. You never fly on Sundays. Whoever you are, if you're flying on Sundays, I have no sympathy for you. You deserve every punishment you got. Another thing, if you're flying if there's a holiday on the weekend, on the Sunday, and you're trying to fly on Monday, shame on you too. Leave the day of or the day before. Thanksgiving, I left Friday. Why? Because Black Friday is the day after. People are still set in their ways. They want to go out and shop, be with the family. Now I have my turkey, pack my shit to go. I'm on the first flight. Also, another piece of advice, 6 a.m., red eye. I know it's annoying, I know it sucks, but guess what? Those are the first flights go. Statistically speaking, you heard them. First flights usually go. Another chance of increasing your chance to make flight being on the early flights to go, because that gives you more opportunities to catch a backup if you don't make it. But yeah, those are just my things. But I think they're bullshitting on this news article.
With your flight, and generally fairly well ahead of time before departure, whether or not there's going to be a problem. So the advice we've been giving is that check that app before you leave for the airport.
Yeah, but they don't update people on that because they actually want to get you into the airport to reschedule so they don't have to refund your money. And as long as you're in the airport, you're going to have to eat, you're going to have to buy stuff. It's just a win-win for them. They want you in the airport. Believe that.
To see whether or not anything's going on with your flight. And get to the airport extra early. Usually it's 2 or 3 hours for 2 hours.
Man, this shit boring. Let's talk about this shit. Southwest cancels more flights, draws federal investigation. This is what we need. This is what we want. Look at all these goddamn bags. I love seeing people in misery. Because, why? Southwest Airlines scrubbed thousands of flights again Tuesday in the aftermath of the massive winter storms that wrecked Christmas travel plans across the U.S. The federal government said it would investigate why the company lagged so far behind other carriers. Ooh, so Southwest was really hurting. A day after most U.S. airlines had recovered from the storm, Southwest called 2,600 more flights on the East Coast by late afternoon. Damn. Those flights accounted for more than 80% of 3,000 trips that got canceled nationwide Tuesday, according to the tracking services FlightAware. So Southwest really got hammered. And I'm not saying anything, but just to be clear, Southwest hub is in Dallas. And because Dallas is so ill-prepared and so ill-equipped for winter weather, because they never prepare for it, and if you know anything about hub airports, they like to make sure their planes come home. So all your connecting flights go through Dallas, or at least in the southern hub. And if you're not prepared for the weather that's going on, you look really dumb. Really, really dumb. And I love this level of stupidity. But, what are we interested in? What to do if your flight is canceled, delayed due to airlines. Omicron staff shortage. Now, let's talk about the staff shortage here. Is the staff shortage because of COVID? Probably. Is the staff shortage because back in May they didn't come to a unified agreement for their union of the travel crew? Probably. Is it also because a record number of flight pilots and flight attendants decided to walk on the job because of the stressors of the economy? Hell yeah. This economy has been so tragic, and I'm pretty sure they're being overworked. One of the tales of the trades, which one of my friends told me about, was that she said basically during this holiday season, nobody was picking up extra shifts because a lot of those people who were about that life and making the money weren't getting paid. They weren't getting the benefits they deserved. And when they first came to the table to have these conversations, that was like, a positive thing. But now that those conversations have broken down and they haven't got anything, they basically said they were paying, she said she was being offered $5,000 to pick up extra shifts. But she would literally be in the air 36 out of 48 hours. And for them, I don't know the life of a flight attendant, but to me that sounds dreadful. And I don't know what the regulations are to keep people in the air or how long someone can be in the air like that. But to constantly be going through that, $5,000 for extra shifts, that's wild. But even with that type of money, people were walking away. And I feel for my friends because I know some friends who had trips to go to London, go to Vegas. I know some people who wanted to go to Florida. Some people who wanted to come to Chicago. And they couldn't. But you're probably wondering, hey, Hero, how'd you make your money back? So just one piece of advice that I would give you. If you do choose to travel on a major holiday, that is the one and only time you should get insurance. insure that flight, insure that room, meals, all that stuff. Because if anything goes wrong where you can't get your shit, you will be reimbursed for it. You will be reimbursed for it. But just because your flight was delayed or canceled due to staffing shortage is not grounds for you to get a supplementary fee. That's only grounds for you to get your money back. Unfortunately, the U.S. doesn't have passenger bill of rights to protect passengers when something goes wrong. Airlines are not required to compensate passengers when flights are delayed or canceled. U.S. law only requires compensation when passenger is bumped from the flight that is oversold, and that's how I made my money, y'all. I, without even leaving the comfort of my own goddamn house, was informed that my flight had been oversold, and I was supposed to go down to, do I want to say where I want to go? I don't need everybody knowing where I was trying to go, but I was trying to go somewhere. And I got a call at like 7 a.m. that, hey, your flight's been oversold. We saw that you were one of the last people to book. Did you want to, and you would have been a quick turnaround, I would have been back on Wednesday, tomorrow. And they were like, do you still want this flight? I was like, absolutely. But I'm interested in hearing what my options are. And they said, on your next flight, you can get a free bump to first class. I said, oh, darling, that's not a problem. You know, I got a brother. His name's Luke. I get all that cool shit with him. So I'm not worried about that. She was like, oh, okay, so what were you thinking? I was like, I was thinking $1,500. Clap it. Give me the money. She's like, sir, we can't do $1,500. I said, correction. By law, you can give up to $20,000. I think is the max amount that they can give. Many credit cards and travel benefits offer cover flight delays, coverage, luggage. I think the EU has a certain setup within 7 to 14 days, but I think like the most you can ask for is $20,000. Yeah, here we go. Oh, sorry, 1,500, so 2,000. I think it's, 1,500 U.S. compensation by delay. Okay, that's for delay. That's for, what's called, how much is it? 100 a day for 5 days or 6 hours. Yeah, here we go. Up to $2,500 per person. That's what I'm talking about. So you can get up, $10,000 for yeah, it's $20,000 on some of these cards. Trip cancellation, $20,000. So all this shit adds up. Like, so for me, I sat comfortably with that $1,500. That's all that's really what I wanted. $1,500 and 2 free upgrades for my next upgrades to first class, no matter what ticket I buy. So I'm gonna go in and buy the cheapest ticket and then get upgraded to first class because we love it. I fly with Delta. It pays. But ultimately, my condolence goes out to everybody who got stuck in one of the go places. I feel bad for my baby girl. You know, she was trying to be out in these streets and she can't be out in these streets. Now I got to see if I can plan something for her. But you know, it's the thought that counts. You feel me? You know, it's the thought that counts. But, you know, hopefully everybody gets out. But like I said, get there 3 days early, leave 3 days late, or immediately the day after. Like, I feel for people because we live in a society now where we say we're on vacation and we're stressing ourselves on these vacations because you got to leave Friday after work and get back before Monday. Is that really a vacation? Make it a workcation. I'm all about workations in 2023. I'm going to go there and work. Show up on Wednesday, work, get back on Tuesday. Just work. I'm getting paid. Might as well enjoy the stays. So that's my advice. Hopefully you guys, you know, heavy on the heart for y'all, but you know, we'll get into it. Clap it up. Next topic. It's 11 o'clock. Wow.